The real problem with making a mistake is very simple. It's actually more that you start to identify with the mistake. Not only did you make a mistake, you all of a sudden are a mistake. You're somebody who just makes mistakes. So you're wrong, you're a bad person, and you feel that way about yourself. What's going to happen is that you're going to make more errors in judgment and continue down the path of misery. Now, the way that you would end this is you would say, hey, I'm okay with that. I made an error in judgment and that I didn't make the correct choice. However, I'm still a good person. My intentions are positive, and I'm going to continue with this experience, having learned from it, now as a better human being. That's what very few people do. Most people make a mistake and instantly start judging themselves and flooding themselves with all of this mind-boggling nonsense. Basically telling yourself that you're a bad person, telling yourself that you're always wrong, remembering all the times that you've ever made the mistake and pulling it up as evidence against yourself and terrorizing yourself really is what you're doing. Quit it. Stop, please. If you made a mistake or if you made an error in judgment, as I like to call it, it's much better to sit down and try to be objective. Really look at what happened here. Like, why did you end up making this choice? What led up to it? Don't rationalize or try to justify or make excuses and try to make it okay. Just ask yourself, how did I end up here? Why did I make this choice? What influenced me? And now, can I start to make some changes so that I make sure that the situation does not reoccur? You see, for most people, the reason that they keep making the same mistakes, the reason they always continue to feel like they're failing, is because the universe has a very simple law. It will continue to teach you the same lesson over and over again until you finally learn it. There's no escaping this. Nobody on the planet gets away from this. If you make a mistake, right? Really, it's an experience. But if you do something that you think is bad or wrong, or it wasn't positive, or it's giving you a terrible feeling and you know that it was wrong, then the last thing you want to do is say, oh, I'm such a bad person, I'm so horrible, oh, I gotta make sure that I never do this again. Because what you're actually saying is, okay, I'm a bad person, this experience happened, I'm bad, I made this happen, and now you're gonna do it again eventually. It might not happen straight away, but eventually it will, absolutely, there's no doubt about it. However, if you ask yourself the question, oh wow, what was I supposed to learn from that? Why did I make that decision? And what am I really supposed to learn from it? Like, why is it showing up for me? And if it keeps showing up and you keep having to go through the experience, that means you haven't learned everything there is to learn from it. You have to re-experience it until you really get it. So if you're feeling pain, if you're in a bad relationship, an abusive relationship, or if you're perpetuating a cycle of an addiction, or you're continuing to make a mistake financially, whatever it is, or you're not getting the career that you want and you're never really able to make your business take off, wonder not what's wrong with you and why you're such a bad person and why you always make mistakes. Instead, put your attention on what are the lessons here? Like, what is life really trying to teach me? Because I'm putting in an input, I'm putting in an effort, and I'm getting a certain result. I'm making a decision and it's leading me to this. And if you're not happy with what it's leading you to, all that you have to do, magic, right? It's so simple, is change the input, change the action that you take, and the result will indeed change. But if you keep arriving at the same result, getting the same experience, the same mistake over and over again, it's because you need to learn something here. You're clearly not done. A lot of people say, I'm done smoking. And then they pick up the cigarette after a month or less. Maybe they flush it down the toilet even. They say, I'm done forever. And then they go back to it. What have they missed? Clearly, they're still addicted. They're still hooked and they haven't stopped yet. So what is it for you that you keep arriving at? What's the mistake? What's the cycle that keeps repeating itself? And what are you supposed to really learn from it? And if you repeated it 100 times, doesn't matter. There's something that you've missed. What do you really ask yourself that? What am I supposed to learn from this? And the moment that you see that, you'll have a little epiphany. Something will go off in your head. You'll be like, oh wow, that's it. And the moment you feel that feeling, you found it. If you haven't found that yet, keep searching, because eventually you will see it. But of course, it's not enough to sit there for 2 minutes and be like, oh, what am I supposed to learn from this? Well, nothing, because I'm a mistake and now nothing goes right for me. I'm so unlucky. Don't, please, slow down. One step at a time. Ask yourself, what's really going on here? What am I supposed to learn from this? And once you hear that, go, okay, so that's what I kept missing in this experience. That's why I made this mistake, so that I could realize, done, right? That's it. And once you figure that out, you learn that, you take it in, you say, okay, well, based on that information, based on that knowledge, that wisdom, I'm going to apply myself in this way. I will change my input, my action. I will do something different, or I will do something else that I know works. I'll take a different approach, and of course, by that way, you will get a different outcome. It's very, very simple. It's not difficult at all to end a mistake cycle. It's not difficult to stop making mistakes. You just have to change the action that you're taking. The input that's being inserted changes, and the end outcome changes with it.